Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today, beautiful day. This is the House of Opinion, sponsored by CAC Kingsrem, United Kingdom, and Nigeria. Our last segment of this show, we talk about a very, very interesting and intriguing topic. What is the best pathway for the survivor of the Nigerian youth? Is it Japa or stay? Today, we are going to be talking about something that is very serious, something that is very powerful, something that is very engaging, something that is presently going around the social media space, something that has generated a lot of controversy. As we all know as Nigerians, the recently released Jamb scores has reignited a national debate about the causes of mass failure in Jamb among the Nigerian students. Before I go further, I'm going to be inviting powerful honorables. They are going to engage in a classico of debate. They are going to be doing what I call woro si woro. They will fight themselves intellectually. They will fight themselves with grammatical grenade. They will fight themselves with intellectual disposition. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me as I welcome Honorable Dominic, Honorable Favor, Honorable Aaron Hope, and Honorable Reynard. Please come inside and join the show.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir.
I have not asked you to sit down.
We're not sitting now.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir.
Please be on your stand. Be on your stand. This show, as I said earlier, is sponsored by the CAC Kingsrem Media in the United States and United Kingdom and Nigeria. The powerful speaker of this show is Pastor Titilayo Femi Kings, who is going to be joining us on the show. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. My powerful honorables, you can have your seats.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Thank you.
Yeah, so you are welcome, my honorables. So as I was saying, this show is going to be very eye-opening, it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be intellectually impactful to our audience and to the people listening to us. So I'm going to give us some statistics to give us some insight into this topic, unmasking the mass failure behind Jamb. Who is responsible? The students or the educational system? So let me give out some insight about the data that we have been able to get from Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, Jamb. So the total candidates that sat for this year Jamb is 1,955,069 students. 1,955,069 students. The candidates scoring above 200, that is 200 out of 400, we have 420,415, which represents approximately 21.5% of the total candidates, which means only 21.5% of the total candidates score 200 and above. Furthermore, candidates scoring above 300, which is categorized as exceptional candidates, we have 4,756. 4,756 out of 1.9 million, representing 0.24% of the total candidates, while over 1.5 million, which represent about 78% of the total candidates, score below 200. 78% of the total candidates. So only 0.5% of the candidates scored above 300 in 2024, while in 2025 we have only 0.24%. So from the data we have been able to get from Jamb, it is very clear that the performance of students has deteriorated. Last year, about 76% scored above 200, scored below 200. While this year, about 78% scored below 200. So I'm going to open this discussion to these two sides of the honorable. My honorable here, Honorable Dominic and Honorable Favor, they are saying it is the student that should be blamed. Am I correct, Honorable Dominic?
Yes.
You are very correct, my Deputy Honorable.
While on the left side of the divide, I have Honorable Reynard and Honorable Aaron Hope, and they are going to be saying that it is the educational system that should be blamed. They almost fought physically. They almost engaged in Agbero-esque manner of argument before I intervened. So I had to caution them. I had to step in to caution them to make the argument more educative, more formal, and more responsible so that we don't have a situation where people are boxing themselves. That is how vibrant, that is how charged, that is how electrifying this discussion is going to be. Like I said earlier, it's going to be a lot of El Clasico of intellectual discussion today. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this program is sponsored by CAC Kingsrem, United Kingdom and Nigeria, and it is anchored by the chief host, Honorable Titilayo Femi Kings. So, before I open this discussion, I'm going to open from the right side of my divide. Honorable Dominic, you have heard all I've said. Yeah. The recent release of Jamb has reignited a national debate about the root causes of mass failure in Jamb in Nigeria. So what do you have to say on this discussion? Who is responsible? Is this the student or the educational system? Honorable Dominic, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, my Deputy Honorable Speaker, sir. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. It's always a nice time to be here to air our views on various topics going on in the country. So, Jamb releasing the results, it has caused an uproar in the society, given the mass failure and everything. And there's been this discussion of what's the cause. Is it the educational system or is it the students, their personal, their way of life, let me say. But then what we stand here to represent today is the fact that the students are to be blamed for this mass failure. Because if you want to pin it on the system, it's not going to work. Why? We have students who, despite this failure pandemic, they still passed. We have students that came out in flying colors. We have students who still cross the 300 threshold. So the ones that fail, if they are going to say it's their teachers or the system that's a problem, what will the ones who pass say?
So, Honorable Dominic, you are saying the fact that we have some students who scored above 200 is an evidence that it is the educational system or it is the student that, what are you trying to say?
It is the students, because the educational system has given you everything needed, everything that you need to pass.
Okay, you are blaming the student that failed,
of course,
on their own personal failure.
Their own personal failure, their attitude towards education, every single thing. So this is my introduction. Let me back it up with some following points. Am I allowed, my honorable speaker?
You have the floor.
Thank you very much. So number one I want to bring to this floor is procrastination. Now, procrastination is a topic that can never be overemphasized when it comes to education. Now, according to American Psychological Association, 75% of students procrastinate on their studies, leading to poor academic performance. Now, what's procrastination? Failure to do the right thing at the right time. You'll be moving it to a different time because of some flimsy excuses.
So,
instead of you studying,
Honorable Dominic, you are saying one of the major root causes of the failure from students is procrastination. That is, the students that are failed, majority of them procrastinated in doing the right thing, reading their books, preparing for the exam, leading to their failure.
Exactly. When it's time to study, when it's time to put in the effort, when it's time to carry that past question, when it's time to carry that notebook and read, do whatsoever, they will not do that. They will say, there's still time, I'm going to come back,
Point of information sustained.
Just like he just said, when he's ending this point, he said, just like they want to carry their book. Is it a education system where there are no open libraries?
Honorable Reynard, you said point of information. I expect you to give
information. That's the information I want to give.
Okay,
what is trying to say, Nancy, they want to carry books. Is it the book that you don't have that you want to carry? The educational system, we have seen it. Many schools do not have a standard library. For students that want to write Jamb, you go to some libraries in some public secondary schools, even in some private secondary schools. All you'll be seeing there is the tale of a moonlight.
Point of objection, my speaker.
Objection overruled.
You will see the tale of a moonlight. These are not things that are sufficient for students that want to write Jamb.
So, Honorable Reynard, if I get you correctly, you are saying lack of requisite infrastructure, like books in the library, like academic materials needed for preparation, is responsible for the failure of students. And so that means you are indirectly or directly blaming the educational system.
Deputy Speaker, sir, I would like to also support my speaker.
You have the floor.
Speaker.
You have the floor.
Please
introduce yourself for the purpose of our audience.
Okay, my name is Aaron Hope, and I'm here to also back the motion that educational system are to be blamed. Based on his point that he gave, he was talking about American psychology, the statistic he got. And if we look at it very well, we discover that for America to see that they provided good educational system. We can only blame procrastination on the student if there is good educational system.
So you are saying before America can allege
yes.
procrastination
Yes.
as the root cause of failure,
Yes.
they have provided the necessary infrastructure
Yes,
for
yes.
students to excel in their exam.
Yes. So you can't say
Point of objection, Mr. Speaker.
Point of objection sustained.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I want to come back to my honorable speaker's points and start from there. Now, he mentioned library. My honorable speaker, sir, I want to let you know that the presence of a library does not guarantee success. It does not guarantee passing your exams. Now, I want to clearly state these points. I will use myself as a personal example. Before I gained admission to FUTA, I stayed out of school for 5 good years.
You mean you were out of school? Wait, are you an almajiri or what? Why did you stay out of school? I don't understand. Or you took leave for your life? You want to rest?
Being out of school for those years is a personal reason, which I might be saying if the needs warrant. You understand?
You don't want to disclose it.
I will not disclose it yet.
Okay,
I can disclose this, but
you don't want people to think you are an almajiri. Please go ahead.
All right, thank you very much, my honorable speaker. Now, I wrote this Jamb examination. I wrote it 4 times. 4 times.
You mean you sat for Jamb?
4 times.
4 good times.
Thank you very much.
Oh my
Which
God.
makes me one of the perfect candidates to sit and speak about this
And explain
topic.
what is the
Yes,
root causes of failure.
exactly. I wrote this Jamb examination 4 times.
Okay.
From 2018 till I got admission, I've been writing Jamb. Now look at this. Whenever I want to study for the Jamb each year, I never locate any library.
You could not find any
I
library.
could because I was not currently a student of any institution at that point.
So you don't have access to.
So I don't
existing
have
library.
access to any existing library. All I had access to were the textbooks I acquired while I was a student years ago.
Point of information overruled, please.
The materials I had to study were materials I had previously when I was in school.
Point of
And
information, Mr.
digital
Speaker.
age making things easy. You go online, you find past questions, you find study materials.
So you are saying, despite the lack of materials, access to libraries,
Exactly.
you still went online on your own.
On my own
to
study because I want to pass.
Till you now pass the exam.
I passed the exam and I got the admission
and
to
you got
FUTA.
the admission.
Without going to library.
Without going to library.
Imagine my first Jamb giving me admission to FUTA, my first Jamb, without being in school. I wrote the first one, I went being fresh from school. I did not get second, third. Then the fourth one that I've been 5 years away from school already. Personal study. I did not go to a library. I did not consult a professional. I did not consult any external force. Only what I had access to.
So, Honorable Dominic, if
Yes,
I get
sir.
you correctly, you are indirectly saying the mass failure of Jamb can be attributed to the students.
To the students,
They
their,
were-
their attitude towards their books, their education, their
They
academics.
were lazy.
They were lazy, complacent.
So, Honorable Reynard, you've had Honorable Dominic. You've been trying to make a point of information. You have the floor.
There are 2 points of information.
Go ahead.
You
Go ahead.
support
The
Go ahead.
educational system of every state, every nation, provides what we call public library. It was taught in GNS 103. Public libraries always provided. National libraries. And he's even staying in Abuja. So he has access to the National Library. Now, that's not where I'm going to. He said that the textbook that he had available, where the textbook he used, like where someone that might be the reason why he didn't even really pass the second or third till the fourth.
Point of
Why?
objection,
Because
Mr. Speaker.
using an outdated curriculum to read for the present
Point of
exam.
objection, Mr.
Point-
Speaker.
Objection sustained.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, I don't think I would take this allegation from my honorable speaker. How will you tell me that probably is the reason why I did not pass the first or second, or I'm reading an outdated curriculum?
You know,
who
Honorable
told you
Dominic
that?
is indirectly saying you don't know how to read. You were reading amiss.
And I want to correct him now because it shows that he does not know how to comprehend. Because if you believe somebody wrote 4 Jamb and you believe that it's because the person has been failing all of them, then you need a psychological help.
Are you saying he has mental problem? Honorable?
Probably because for you to make such statement that I don't know how to read properly, that was why I did not pass all the Jamb. Then there was something wrong with you.
Are you saying we should invite a medical professional to come and examine him?
Exactly, he
To
needs that
carry
help.
out a psychological
Please, he
evaluation?
really needs that help.
Oh my God.
But before we help him, let me just enlighten him a bit.
Okay, please make
Now,
it-
thank you very much. So, he's saying I'm reading an outdated curriculum. It's a very, very shambolic, statement. Let me tell you why. There is no such thing as reading an outdated curriculum when I'm reading what I was taught in school just few years back. How many years do they review curriculums? Now, even if they are reviewing curriculum, they don't change the entire curriculum. They just add a bit and subtract a bit. The overall idea is still there. No matter how they want to modify a curriculum, there are some basics that will never leave. When you're dealing with physics, for example, no matter how they want to modify the curriculum, you will still deal with laws of motion. You will still deal with friction and the rest. There are topics that can never be removed.
So, Honorable Dominic, you are saying the curriculum you used to prepare for JAMB
was adequate. And let me even tell you this. Okay. It was the same thing I read for the first JAMB. That same textbook. That was what I still read for the fourth JAMB, the fourth and final one, till I gained admission. Till I passed. So if I'm reading an outdated one, how managed did I pass the fourth one? If after 4 years, so I read for the first JAMB, outdated. Okay, I did not get admission. Read for the second one, read for the third one. Then that same curriculum you claim is outdated. I read it for the fourth time.
Point of information sustained, Honorable.
I would like my co-honorable to stick with the point, not just trying to explain curriculum.
Okay, trying to tell us.
They brought curriculum.
Wait. This is very, very irresponsible.
I'm sorry, my honorable speaker.
I have recognized Honorable and you interjected.
I'm sorry, my honorable speaker.
Decorum. Can you get up? Get up. As a punishment for your lack of decorum and indiscipline, you are going to be on your stand for the next 5 minutes.
I'm sorry, my honorable speaker, sir.
Your apology is not yet accepted. Honorable Hope, you have the floor.
Yes, I would like him to stick with his point instead of still trying to dissect through curriculum and
telling
stuff.
us the history of his historiography, his academic
yes.
Okay, please make your point.
He will waste more time instead of sticking with his own point. Okay, I want to make my point. Number one thing that we must look at if we want to see that it is the educational system that causes the mass failure we are seeing today. Number one, there is poor equipment in school, infrastructures. There are no library, there are no lab infrastructures in schools. How many schools can we point out in Nigeria today that have a standard library? How many schools can we point out in Nigeria today that have AC in classes?
Honorable Hope,
we've seen
AC.
Yes.
Okay, please continue.
Okay, let's talk. That's it, though. AC. Okay, is even a higher. Is even a higher.
Objection sustained.
Okay, from where my co-honorable. Let me introduce myself. My name is Bola Favor in Consular. So
please, the audience cannot hear you.
Okay, my name is Bola Favor in Consular. So, and I'm still standing on the fact that students are to be blamed for the mass failure. So, from where he stopped, he said AC in the class. Excuse me, that's not an entertainment center for students to read. Because now, he brought in curriculum that people we are reading outdated curriculum.
No, he was talking about the lack of libraries.
Okay, the lack of, but let me tell you something. The fact that I prepared for JAMB, I wrote JAMB 2 times. I wrote 2020. I didn't write 2021 because I came for P degree. Now, let me tell you, if we continue to wait for Nigeria or government to do something concerning this thing, people will not pass this JAMB. So we know that these things are in the country. There are no good libraries. There are no good place for people to practice. There are no practical labs.
Point of information sustained.
She said she knows that these things are no. So why are we arguing? She knows that the education is not good. That means they cannot pass. She knows.
Wait,
my God.
I was wondering maybe she's actually arguing in favor. I don't know. Maybe you are not. Your 5 minutes remains 2 minutes. So overruled. Oh, my honorables, both. I know you are saying it is the educational system, and I know you are saying it is the student. But I want us to be very logical and precise in making our points. We had the Minister of Education, for example. The Minister of Education, Dr. Tunja Lausa, he said the mass failure of students in JAMB can be attributed to the effectiveness of the anti-cheating measures that was put in place. And we have had people who are saying some of these students do not how to use CBT. Some of these students are not familiar with computer-based tests and exam. We have had people who are blaming government for lack of requisite infrastructure like libraries and so I want us to be very logical, to be precise in making our point. I know you almost fight physically, engage in physical battle like you are doing Restumania or Royal Rumble, but I intervene. So when you are here, I expect you to comport yourself like responsible and intellectual honorables. Am I speaking? Am I making sense?
Yes, sir.
So let me use this opportunity to allow my powerful speaker, who has given me this platform, to anchor this program as the deputy speaker to demonstrate that I'm loyal to him and I'm not ready to impeach his unimpeachable sagacity.
As Mr. Speaker is coming,
let us
God bless Mr. Speaker.
let us.
God bless
Shall we
you.
all rise
As
to honor
Mr.
the
Speaker is
speaker?
coming,
God bless Mr. Speaker.
God bless all honorables. Can we sit down this afternoon? And by that, Honorable Dominic to sit down.
Thank you so much, sir.
I am not undermining the deputy speaker.
Oh, thank God you make that reference. Powerful speaker.
Very sadly. Yeah, I know I would do that. I cannot undermine the authority. I keep and I back them up. It's very disheartening that this is what we heard from the Minister of Education, who is criticizing his own office and telling us that the education is offering the world, is offering Nigerians, is actually deficient by using one of his own parastatals to prove that cheating exists in Nigeria. And to work that out now. Anyway. Good afternoon, listeners at home. The program is still also continuing. My name is Titular Femi Kings. The brand is still TFK. And I can see Honorable Deborah is online with us, and I can hear our writing. Say, God bless Mr. Speaker. Honorable Deborah, will be glad to have you back when you are back from school very soon. But today, I think we need to look at this case critically, and the honorables, I need to see you get more vibrant in hitting the point here. But I want to announce that it's a new way today. There would be opportunity to call in. Wow, somebody celebrates that here. Yes, so if you are home and you want to join us, the number to call is on WhatsApp call. And who is on that call? Are you ready? It's 070-8241-3705. 070-82. Deputy Speaker, put that so that you can repeat it regularly again. 072-41-3705. I take it again. Can we have it flash on the YouTube so that people can have it? 070
Okay.
413705 will be the number to call if you want to contribute to what is going on here in the House of Opinion. Honorable Dominic,
Sir.
trying to make a point the other time, and you said curriculum-wise, nothing changes. Nothing changes. That means the book I read for the Jamb I wrote is the book you are still reading. And that means that there is no change going on in our educational sector. And that can be very delicate here today. So Honorable Dominic and Honorable Favor is saying that the students are to blame. Am I right, Honorable Dominic?
Yes, sir.
And Honorable Raymond, Honorable Aaron is saying that the educational system is what is faulty here. And let's see how they argue it. But are you at home? You want to join us in this debate? Let's take it on. Mass failure. Guys, do you know that some of this thing called mass failure? Some students, some parents use Owo Niru, Owo Niyo, not to pay for the Jamb alone, to send their children to a particular lesson to school, hoping that this thing will work. And they are disappointed now. Their children cannot go to school. What do we do? What is the problem and how do we solve it? On which team is having the floor now? Honorable Ryan, are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What's your point? What are you saying?
I still stick with my first point. I said there are no infrastructures for the educational system for students to have a smooth education in Nigeria. Number one, we see classes that there is no ceiling and the sun is just hitting straight.
Point of objection, Mr. Speaker.
And
Point of objection overruled. So you say that because there's no ceiling, the sun eating, the classes are not conducive.
yes, there's no conduciveness.
Hence, Ori àwọn students will pay.
Yes.
Okay, Honorable Ray and Honorable Dominic, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, my honorable speaker, sir. My honorable speaker, I want to bring to our notice that failure in examination cannot be mass failure. Let me put it that way. Mass failure in an examination cannot be accredited to the fact that a classroom does not have ceiling. My honorable speaker, sir, a classroom not having ceiling is a situation you will not find everywhere in the country. Jamb reported millions failing. These millions failing, not even up to half, are in a classroom where there are no ceilings. Not even up to half. That is to tell you that you cannot accredit the failure to the fact that the classroom had no ceilings. Let me give you this point with statistics. One of the reasons why this mass failure is the students are to be blamed for it.
1 minute. I want to be sure that the technical team are right on their work. I guess people have been calling, and the technical team, are you right on your seat? Are you right on your seat? And if you get information that my mic might also be low. The technical team, are you right on your seat? And are we getting the calls we need to get? So how are we working on that, please? How are we working on that? We need to know that people are getting the calls they're supposed to get, please. Technical team, please. We need to get that sure and sure. We need to get that sure and sure. Okay, please, let's that one. Honorable Real Timothy, you can please go off the camera side, please. Please. And I thought we're supposed to use the laptop. All these changes might not be very fine with now. Okay, Honorable Dominic, can you continue, please?
All right, thank you so much, sir. So this will be my second point for the day. Now, we have the cheating mindset. According to International Center for Academics, 30 to 20% of students cheat. They prefer using shortcuts rather than studying and learning the exam material. Now, if you listen to this, 20 to 30% of students cheat. Now, what the Minister of Information said, according to the stats you provided, my honorable speaker, he said one of the reasons why there was mass failure this year was the fact that they did well in terms of stopping exam malpractice. That is to show you that the students are depending on cheating. They are depending on exam malpractice. So this period where they did not allow exam malpractice, there was mass failure. Who is that to blame? Is it not the students? If they had studied properly, if they had studied well, they will pass. And they will not be caught in the midst of exam malpractice discussion.
Are we saying, okay, are we saying that now the ambition of our own Ministry of Education now is not to give proper education, is now to stop examination malpractice? I don't know if you're getting it.
Yes, sir.
The achievement of our Ministry of Education is not giving proper education again. You know, if the ministers is priding now on I am trying to stop examination malpractice, his intention, his assignment, is it not to ensure that the school is so good, is so fine, is delivering what it's supposed to deliver, and the children are thinking that I don't even need to do malpractice? That's my opinion. Honorable Dominic, back to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, sir, I want to proceed. I don't want to beat around the bush. I want to proceed, sir. My next point here is neglecting past questions.
Observation sustained. Observation sustained. Honorable Ray,
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Just like Honorable Dominic has said, he said mass failure. Is he trying to tell us now that all the students are like out of 78% fail? That all means that 78% of students in Nigeria that are writing Jamb, they don't know book.
Point of objection, Mr. Speaker.
They cannot intellectually pass. They cannot score over 200.
Point of objection,
in an
Mr. Speaker.
exam. Are you saying that is that how students really love failure? Did they not want to go to a higher institution? Did they not also want to be with their mates? There are some things you cannot prevent. You cannot prevent anything that comes from the system. Just
Speaker.
that this is what is happening. Student that pass.
Objection sustained. Objection sustained.
Thank you very much.
So are you saying that examination malpractice is now a system in Nigeria? Honorable Ryan, is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
It's not
Yes,
a
sir.
system in Nigeria.
Yes,
It
sir.
has been systemized.
Yes,
and
sir.
There's nothing we can do about it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Honorable Dominic, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, my honorable speaker, sir. Barrister Reynard mentioned something. Honorable Reynard mentioned something. He said that that the mass failure this, the mass failure that. Sir, without mass failure or with mass failure, when anybody goes in for an examination, when student goes in for examination, definitely not 100% will pass because you still have unserious students there. You understand? You still have unserious students there. No matter how let's say brilliant that environment is, even in Harvard, not everybody in the class that will go in for examination will come out and will pass. Why? Because there are still students who are unserious that will not put in the.
Have you been to Harvard before?
My honorable speaker, I've not been there, sir.
Look at the way you just started. You just said, even in Harvard, you must make us know that you have not gotten to the airport before now.
Pardon me, my honorable speaker, sir.
We think that you are Harvard graduate.
Pardon me, my honorable speaker, sir.
You not been to Harvard before.
No, I've not been there, sir.
You been to Harvard by books.
Thank you very much, sir. Now let me proceed. One of my points here I want to make again is neglecting past questions. Now, according to the National Survey of Student Engagement, only 30% to 40% of students use past questions, which is very, very wrong. My honorable speaker, sir, as a student of the Federal University of Technology, Akure, I am one of the advocates of past questions. Why? There is a recurring pattern of repeating questions every single year, no matter the course, no matter the topic.
Point of information,
My honorable speaker, sir, when we were preparing for Jamb,
Sustain. I think I expect somebody to fight that. Sustain.
My powerful speaker, sir, I want to say this. He's talking about past questions. When system is when the system of education in Nigeria is very corrupt. Okay, let's look at unqualified teachers. There are many teachers that they don't know how to teach, and they employ them as teachers in our educational system. Okay, when I was in secondary school, I think we only have 2 teachers that were actively teaching us maths and English.
How many teachers were in the school?
And we have plenty teachers in the school. They will just come, give student notes to
point
write.
of objection, Mr.
Is
Speaker.
is that how to train a student? Is that how to train a student? My powerful speaker, look into it. Unqualified teachers. In fact, they did examination malpractice to become a teacher, and they cannot even
Point
teach.
of information, Mr. Speaker.
They cannot teach, and they don't know what to do in the educational
Point
system.
of observation,
we have
Mr. Speaker.
A lot.
Sustain, but wait, sustain. Honorable Rayan just finished the house here. He said, even the teachers teaching the students are beneficiaries of examination malpractice, so they can only produce malfunctioning students.
Yes, sir.
Jesus, Calabadosco.
Can I proceed, my honorable speaker?
Honorable Dominic, why did you celebrate that point?
I cannot celebrate that point, my honorable speaker, sir.
Malfunctioning is what is happening. It is garbage in, garbage out.
Garbage out, sir.
Nigeria, Minister of Education, President Bola Tinubu, let us go back to our, teachers training college? Teachers training college. Are we producing qualified teachers? Our students are shouting today that the reason why they failed is because you gave them failed teacher who passed the anointing of failing onto them. Honorable Rayan, you have the floor. Honorable Dominic, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, my honorable speaker, sir. Now, my honorable speaker, when he said point of objection the other time, I was thinking he wants to counter the point I was making about repeating past questions, but he did not do that. So I'm not going to take offense. Instead, I will just continue. My honorable speaker, sir, when I was writing Jamb those previous years, they always encourage us to purchase the past questions. Every year that Jamb sets question, the next year you will see those questions in a booklet format. Now, if you don't have the opportunity to get it as a hard copy, we have it as soft copies online every single year since the inception of Jamb. Since Jamb was written before it became CBT.
Point of
Now,
information, Mr. Speaker.
Student currently,
of information overruled.
thank you very much, my honorable speaker. Currently, students no longer like that habit of going back to buy past questions. Those years, you will see us studying, we open past question, studying this year, you hear us having conversations with our peers. Have you studied 2009?
Point of
Have you studied
information, Mr.
2010?
Speaker.
Because we are zealous and we want to study this and pass.
Of information overruled.
Thank you. Because we are zealous, we want to pass. You see us burning the night candles, solving past questions. Now, solving past questions is even much more beneficiary than studying the textbooks. Because when you're studying past questions, you are much more direct and you can dissect the questions. You know where they're setting
Point of
from.
information,
But when you're
Mr.
studying textbooks, you are studying cumbersome topics that they might not touch from.
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Rayard, point of information sustained. But Honorable Dominic, then pariwo enu. I don't know what these two honorables on the other side are doing. Honorable Dominic, are you even making sense at all? Kilo Solenugo, what are you saying? I'm sorry, I'm not arguing with you, I'm not against you, but I'm not sure that Honorable Ray and Honorable Aaron had their breakfast or their lunch, because look at their argument is hungry this afternoon. You are telling us that past question. Honorable Ray, do you want to react to that?
I want to react to that. Past question. We will say 20. If they bring out the past question of 2018 now, it will be only one type. And in the exam that you did, there's type A, there's type B, there's type C, there's type D, there's type E, there's type F. Everybody that's sitting are not doing the same thing. But they will not release a past question with only one type.
Point of objection,
2009 we have
Speaker.
only one.
Point of
2008
objection,
we have only one.
Point of objection sustained.
Yes, thank you very much, sir.
Honorable Favor,
Thank you very much, sir. So you are saying that people don't have, that there's no different past question, but I'm sorry, there are different past question because they are different named there when you buy Jamb past question. There are some that they are 4 in 1 and they are different from the ones that are only past question, the ones that have different topic. So there are different past question, and I'm also advise that students should study past question, but they are not doing that. That's why they are mass failure. They are not doing. I'm a student. I will go back to past question because we try to check what are the teachers going to bring out from this thing. Even those that don't come to class with teachers, they say past question because they expect us to go back to something to the previous past question to read.
Honorable Favor,
Sir.
Honorable Favor,
Sir.
Honorable Favor,
Sir.
Deputy Speaker, Bami Tori Olong.
Thank you, my
I
powerful.
want to know, I am a pastor. Kill and son. I want to know the Bible. So, how I will know the Bible is to go and read past question of my Bible school.
Powerful speaker.
Past question become knowing.
Powerful speaker.
Deputy Speaker.
Powerful speaker. When
Deputy Speaker, you know what? Oh, you sue me. I think I want to leave the floor for now. What I am hearing now to pass is past question. No longer all of them are past in glory.
Powerful speaker, thank you for giving me the floor. You see, there is a very popular saying: you cannot build something on nothing. In my own opinion, which is very neutral, you know, from my experience as a student, you have to first read before you now go and study your past question. But it seems that other people who are using past question and they're also excelling. So I'm not necessarily against or in support of what my honorable speaker have said. But I want to redirect this argument. You know, there has been a lot of conversations and a lot of reactions that the mass failure of students can be attributed to lack of requisite site infrastructure, due to library, due to computer-based practices by students, and some of this, and some are saying it is due to social media influence. So I want to ask my honorables, I want to open this conversation in this new direction. What is your opinion? What is your reaction? Is it due to lack of infrastructure or due to social media influence? Is it the student or government? Because when you say it is the student, we want to believe it is social media influence. And if you are saying it is the system, you want to say it is because of lack of infrastructure. So from my left side, what is your reaction?
Let me be very, very frank. When I did my first Jamb, English language that carries most of the mark, in a particular section over 30 questions, my question and answer were not concordant. Like they didn't have any meaning at all. I shouted from the beginning, they should come and save me, because what am I saying? Meaning that even if you like read the past question, read textbook, the educational system are not able to work on infrastructures, and people will be in the exam and there will be power outage. Systems will go off. You will load your system, it will just be rolling like this, it will be rolling like this.
So Honorable Reynard, you know, there have been some complaints that when they were writing the exam, the system went off.
Yes.
Are you saying this is one of the reasons for mass
It is the
failure?
reason for mass failure. We didn't come and account it. The number of students that had power outage, we didn't write it in their answer. Number of in their report, number of students that has outage. They don't even write my own.
Point of objection, Mr.
I saw my score.
Objection sustained.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. You know why I don't want to agree with that point? Because every single year since the inception of Jamb, there is no year, believe me, I say this, you can correct me, there is no year that there's no power outage during the examinations. But do they report mass failure that same year? There is no year. Now let me tell you where...
Honorable Dominic, you are agreeing that there has been mass failure in the past. You said there is no year, according to what you said, you said there is no year where there is no power outage.
Yes.
Does power outage encourage success or failure?
That's what I'm saying here is power outage does not guarantee, does not say there will be mass failure. He is saying that.
Honorable Dominic, what are you saying?
Sir, I'm sorry, my honorable speaker.
Will you keep quiet? Will you keep your mouth shut? I don't blame you. When you are claiming Harvard from Akure, before, why will you not be saying this one? You are now legalizing nonsense. You are saying you are accepting power outage. Honorable Dominic, that means to say, if a student is writing exam and he experiences power outage, do you know what they call mental health? Do you know what they call psychological trauma? Do you know what they call ability to not continue? Because that has affected the student. Honorable Dominic, I want to put it to you again, that if a student will experience power outage during exam, that means he experienced power breakdown while reading.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
My powerful speaker,
Thank
sir.
you, my powerful speaker. So as I was saying, let me redirect this argument. You know, there have been a lot of arguments that it is due to lack of infrastructure. You know, you have made points about that, and some people are saying it is due to social media influence. So from the two sides, what is your reaction?
Thank you very much. I was waiting for that point. Now, this is my point
Please,
on
Honorable
social media.
Dominic, I don't want you to confuse our audience again.
No challenge. No challenge.
We are not authors of confusion.
No challenge.
We want to speak to
I am
change.
sorry.
We want to educate. We want to inform. We want to enlighten.
Pardon
and
me.
people are listening. People are buying data to watch this program.
Pardon me,
so
my
please,
honorable
I do
speaker.
not want you to confuse. I want you to convince.
Pardon
please
me, my
make your
honorable
point.
speaker. Now, according to Pearson online, Pearson.
Before we go ahead, hello, Dominic, before we go ahead, I think, Deputy Speaker, you need to use your headphone so that you can know when calls are coming in. That's what I'm getting.
Thank you, my powerful speaker.
Let's check that so we can take calls from outside. So if you are calling, because this call is being watched, this call is being watched all over the world. I've seen people like Boss Fire, Boss Isaiah wanting to call in and make their contribution. So if you are calling from outside Nigeria, the number to call is going to be +44. You have to include +44. So we need to take one or two callers now, and so that you know +44 7082 413705. +44. That's if you want to call into Nigeria. So +44. If you are calling from the UK or anywhere else, you put your code. And Nigeria, let's people calling in from Nigeria. Honorable Dominic, you can go ahead with your call. We have just like 20 minutes more on this.
Thank you very much, my honorable speaker, sir. So according to Pearson online, 70% of students admit to using social media during study sessions, negatively impacting their focus and productivity. Now, we're in a digital age. Everybody knows that. Social media that is meant to help us, that is meant to advance our socialization, that is meant to advance civilization, has in turn spoiled it in terms of studying for exams. Now, this same phone we are encouraging students to use to go online, get digital materials to study. This same phone has been one of the reasons why they are failing, because because of failure to appropriate the gadget well. They are going online, going to social media. When they are meant to be studying, they are going to social media. This is something that is common with every student. This is what I'm saying now. You cannot accredit this blame to system. No.
So, Honorable Dominic, you are saying one of the major causes of mass failure is social media.
Distractions from social media.
Distracted.
Yes.
Completely.
So making them to be lazy about their education, preparation for exam.
That is why you see homes where their parents realize the harm of social media, when it's time for those exams, they seize their phones and only give it to them at demands. When they want to browse important information and get important materials, that is when they give them the phone with supervision. Outside that, these phones remain with their parents. My younger sister was a candidate for this just concluded Jamb, and her phone was seized by my mom during this period. The only time she has access to that phone was when she wants to browse them. In fact, you know what? They went to this point where they didn't even give her the phone during the period. If she wants to browse or download the material, she use my mom's phone, where she knows that she cannot go anyhow.
Point of information sustained.
When we are talking about social media influence on our on the mass failure, we need to understand that because of the failure of the system is the reason why students are now. Have you heard the word that said education is a scam? Yeah, if we look at it very well, why are people saying education is a scam? It's because of the system. We've seen first class. Okay, he's even claiming that people are not serious. We have seen serious students who are still riding Okada.
So also
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable, you are saying it is because even the people who are serious about education, who are first class,
yes,
they have nothing to do.
They have nothing to
jobs.
do. They don't have
so
jobs.
these students are lackadaisical. They are not encouraged.
So everybody, we now see that there is an oil well in social media. Everybody is now going to social media to make money.
So you are saying social media is the new oil well.
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
Information.
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
Sustained.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable,
Hi.
the second
Oh,
honorable.
God.
Thank you very much. You said that social media is not the new point of making money for
You said
people.
point of information, so I expect you to make information. Please, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you very much. So for you to say that social media is not the new, or that means you say that even social media can cause a positive impact if you know how to use it well. So we are saying that social media is causing it negatively because people go there to do what is wrong when they're supposed to be doing writing. Now there's exam. I'm expecting you to browse. I'm expecting you to use it for the writing, but you are binge watching K-drama. You are doing
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
Overruled.
Information.
Point
of information.
I'm a student. I know what people do during the
Point
exam.
of information.
You see people with their laptop
Overruled.
browsing. Please, honor pause for me now. Excuse me, browse what we are having for the next
Point
day.
of
They are
information,
watching
Mr.
K-drama.
Deputy
So
Speaker.
this thing has caused, even in my school, it has caused a lot of mass failure. during some
So
courses.
honorable, you are saying instead of them to use it to advance their
Yes,
education,
sir.
they will be watching TikTok.
Yes, sir.
They will be
K-dramas.
watching Korean films.
Yes,
They will be
Netflix.
watching Netflix.
Yes, sir.
And they will be playing games.
Get ready with me, Giri.
And
of
it
information,
has
Mr.
affected
Speaker.
their performance
Yes,
in the
sir.
exam.
Mr.
Point
Speaker,
of
Mr. Speaker.
information- Point of information sustained.
Thank you. Do you know that till now, the use of social media is not added in the curriculum? Why will a secondary school student not know the use of social media, how to effectively utilize social media? Ask some of these young boys.
So honorable Renan, are
yes,
you blaming the system or the
it is the system. The
For-
system
for-
is supposed to take responsibility of every student that is in their care. Listen, till now, students they know apps. They know TikTok.
Yes.
But how many students have the education system told them apps to learn?
Point
How
of
many
objection,
students-
Mr.
Point of
Speaker.
objection, sir.
Overruled. So you are saying instead of the system to be proactive,
To be
to
proactive.
teach students
To-
how to use social media to learn.
Exactly.
It has failed.
It has
thereby
failed.
allowing students to go by themselves and use
Point of objection,
Point of
Mr.
objection,
Speaker.
sir.
Point of objection sustained.
Thank you very much, my speaker. Now, my speaker, if you look at the direction this thing is going now, he is saying that he's encouraging the schools to start sitting students down and adding social media to the curriculum and start teaching them social media. So now, for you to say
He
the
said
system
teaching them how to
use
social media.
so for you to say a system is good is until they start teaching students adequately how to use social media. Now that is wrong. Do you know why I would say that is wrong?
I'm here.
Tell us.
Growing up, the introduction of the internet has been one. The internet has been there to provide us with information. Now, if the school will teach students how to use social media, why are they teaching them social media? Is to get information for research. Now, they will not teach them social media, instead they will teach them the internet. The internet is the bedrock, the foundation for what you call social media. Because that social media, for you to get on social media, you must have what we call internet connection.
Yes, sir.
So social media platforms, those apps you are claiming, they are all bits, they are all partitions of the internet. The major aim of this internet is information research. Now in schools, they have learned from computer science and some other subjects that are learning in school. They have told them that if you need to so and so information, browse, research. Down from more than 10, 15 years ago, When I was in primary school more than how many years ago, I cannot remember. We have been browsing. We'll get assignments from school that will come back home. Our parents might not know it. They'll be browse.
So, Honorable Dominic, you are saying the present system provide guidance on how to access internet.
Definitely.
And social media. So you are saying it is still the students.
It is
that
the
has
students.
failed
Exactly.
to use it the right way.
The students that have failed to use it the right way
What
because
information-
right from
what
time.
Information sustained.
Is it data and information that is how to use social media? Is it what is data? Data is unprocessed information. Information is processed data.
Honorable Dominic said the present system provides computer that students can access. He mentioned internet. That internet is the foundation of social media. So, Honorable Renard, how can you react to this?
Hello, Deputy Speaker. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes.
Sir.
Yes, powerful
Okay,
speaker.
yeah. Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, you were begging me that you want to go to France for your holiday.
Yes, I know you are, sometimes you can be very authoritative and we have to beg you like an idol. So I have been begging in advance so that I can have a good chance with you.
But there's a report about you that the Natasha around the house, I should not talk about it. There's a petition around you.
Powerful speaker.
But this is it. If you know you want to go to this France, can I see your WAEC result and your Jamb result?
Powerful speaker, with all due respect, you did not inform me that I should bring it along when coming to this program. And I am not a prophet. I don't have the ability to see your mind or what will happen in the future. It is very, very powerful speaker. It is very, very, not very, very sensitive. That as you expect me to be on the show and provide my work result and job. I do not have supernatural ability to divide myself into two. Powerful speaker.
Because I want to check the disparity between your WAEC ability and your Jamb ability.
Powerful speaker. I had 5 credits, including mathematics and English. In my Jamb,
Miracle Center.
it is my own intellectual center. Powerful speaker.
How are we sure about that?
Well, there is no dispute. He that alleged must prove and prove beyond reasonable doubt. It is not my responsibility to prove.
Deputy Speaker, are you sure you are still loyal to me?
I am ever loyal to you, powerful
But
speaker.
the fact that you have masters and your mouth is sagaciously vibrating like this is making me doubt of your integrity on continuing to act. And because of you, I'm coming to Nigeria very soon.
Powerful speaker, we will prepare for your homecoming, like the second coming of Jesus
Very
Christ.
soon.
We will prepare for your homecoming. Powerful speaker.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want to believe that you guys can hear me very. I want to check how we can hear our listeners back at home for calls in a few minutes. I think some people are trying to call and trying to. If you can hear me very well now, Brother, can you try call that same number?
The phone being ringing.
Can get a call coming.
The phone was
Then,
ringing.
so let's be careful and watch that line. As callers be coming in, right?
Yes, it seems so.
As I is calling buses. Yeah, let's try to pick it.
The call is coming.
Yes, we have a call, powerful speaker.
Yeah. Let's see how our technology is working. Is it?
Yeah, the person
Can you
has
hear
a
the
floor.
person?
Yes.
Yeah, over to you, Tika. I can't hear the person here.
Let the person talk.
Where is this connected to? So you're meant to hear the person now.
Oh, the person,
So that means that technology,
the call has dropped.
that means that technology is not working today.
The network
That means it's not working. I think the network did not pass Jamb.
That's what we are talking about. Powerful speaker.
He failed to prepare. He failed to prepare.
The system is
This
bad.
is the
corrupt.
system that's not allowing us to hear
He
what they are
failed
saying.
to prepare.
The
He failed to
system
prepare.
is not supporting
Can we
his
give the
success.
call one more opportunity? Listen,
Yes.
can we give the call one more opportunity?
Yes, one more opportunity.
So that's the proof that the technical team did not get it right this time around for this week. And we'll see what they will do this time next week. No, for me, okay, let's go ahead and begin to wind this program down for today. So we are not yet sure who is failing here. The students are they the problem or the system here? The move to CBT, how sudden is it? And how sure are we that the students who used biro and paper and sat on the ground from GS1 to SS3, I have seen this one, are now suddenly brought after WAEC to come and face computer to write another examination. Honorable Dominic, Honorable Ryan,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
the
sir.
disparity in facility, the lacuna in what we call pedagogy, that is how the knowledge is being passed across to the students. Don't you think there's a very big lacuna between the way the student prepared and the way they are writing the examination, and this could lead to mass failure? Honorable Dominic, Honorable, you want to react to that?
All right. Thank you very much, my honorable speaker, sir. So you made a very, very valid point. Now, before the Jamb examinations, after their WAEC or during their SS3, having in mind that they are going to sit for the Jamb subsequently, the school introduce a function. I don't want to say curriculum or syllabus whatsoever, but the school introduced a function, and the students are also encouraged to participate in extracurricular computer activities. Since you know you are going to be writing Jamb, some schools, even government schools, make sure that they guide these students, this final year students, these SS3 students, on the principles of the basic computer operation mechanism. You don't need to be a pro in terms of operating the computer. You just need the basic.
At what time of their life?
Now, according to the curriculum, the normal normal student curriculum, computer science has been introduced long time, and is a subject that everybody takes.
Yes, sir.
ICT, computer science, how to operate computer at the basic level.
Honorable
Point
Ryan,
of information.
Honorable Ryan,
Ẹ jẹ́ kó ẹ fún ní dónọ̀tì, ẹ fún dónọ̀tì, ó ti ń fẹ́ fún,
computer.
ó ti ń fẹ́ fún sir, ẹ fún one donut.
Honorable Ryan, you want to react?
Yes.
You want to react to that?
Yes. I remember when my secondary school mate did data processing, sir. It was a very funny day. Data processing WAEC examination. Only 2 systems were working for 420 students. Only 2 systems. The exam is to hold by 8 a.m. They had to leave there by 6 a.m. Only 2 systems were working. One can print, one can design. So they will be.
That is to say, if there are only 2 systems in that school,
Yes.
and they have 50, we are not sure that any of those 50 students has 60 minutes of their lifetime with a system, and suddenly, Dominic, you carried over how many million students, hundreds of thousands of students, to computer, even when their life is not yet computed.
My powerful speaker, sir. I would like to also contribute to also back my honorable speaker on this issue. You know, when we are in some schools,
Please talk to me.
yes, sir. When they are teaching computer, you want to teach computer class. My powerful speaker, look at it.
Wait, Ryan, Honorable Aaron.
Yes, sir.
Can you guys be vulnerable
Yes, sir.
this afternoon? Let us listen to the schools that people went to,
Okay.
and let us see how many of us touched computer in our primary school and in our secondary school. Honorable, now again, we need to be vulnerable here. Honorable Dominic,
Sir.
my son in year 7 is GS1 here, submits his assignment on computer, does his assignment, on computer. Ask about 1 to 2 emails. In fact, when the days when I did not allow my daughter take phone to school here in United Kingdom, if my get information, she goes to a school library to send email to me for urgent information in JS1.
My powerful
To send
speaker, sir.
urgent information to me, and I reply back an email from JS1. Honorable Dominic, when did you have email? Honorable Dominic,
My-
my point here today is that these students trained? Did they study with computer? Why are you if I did not study with computer, computer.
Yes. Powerful speaker.
Powerful speaker, sir. Please, sir. Can I chip in something, sir? Powerful speaker, sir. Thank you very much, my speaker. Now, my speaker, I cherish, I value your points. I celebrate the point you made. But my speaker, I also want to let you know this. My speaker, we're talking about the mass failure of students in Jamb. That is our context.
I'm giving you and I'm showing you the mass preparation of the students.
Yes, sir.
Honorable Dominic, you are showing me 1 hour. You are using 1 hour computer appreciation, computer ability. 2 things are going on here. If Honorable Ryan is not saying it, the reason why titular Anthony Kings is doing this program is to use my pastoral office to speak to national issues. And where am I on this one? For Minister of Education to know what he's doing. You are using 2 things are going on during that examination, my guys, and everybody listening to this one. My computer ability and the knowledge, my knowledge of the courses. I don't know if you are getting my point.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Two exams were going on at the same time. Because it has become 2 exams because they did not use computer to read chemistry. Did not read computer to read biology. Did not use computer to read physics. Sir. Now you are now making the student answer questions on this computer. I think 2 exams are going on at the same time, and the failure of the students is largely based on their knowledge of computer and the fidgeting and not their knowledge of physics, chemistry, or biology. That is my opinion.
My honorable speaker, sir, I celebrate your point, sir. I celebrate your point, sir. But let me quickly put this nail on the head. No matter how many computers you provide for students from their kindergarten level till the final year level, unserious students will always be unserious students.
Provide it.
Unserious students will always be unserious students. During my own time, Mr. Speaker, now I cannot recall the time frame that CBT was introduced.
Point of information.
I have asked a question. Deputy Speaker, I have asked a question that all of you have not answered me. Let us be vulnerable. I went to Oniwaya High School, Agege.
Point of information,
I did
Mr.
not touch computer. You have the floor. I did not touch computer.
Wire.
Speaking from
But I heard, no, Deputy Speaker,
apologies. Don't sack me, please.
What do you
Apologies.
mean? Deputy Speaker, I did not touch computer at all. And thank God they did not come and use computer to test me. But they used different type during our set. And mind you, our own generation still beats them. As the beats one, Expo was still working during our own time. Expo was still working during our own time. What I'm saying now that I put it on the table, from Honorable Favor to Honorable Dominic to Deputy Speaker to Honorable Ray and Honorable Aaron, please, how many of you learned with computer? How many of you studied with computer? Let us be vulnerable.
Sir.
Honorable Ray, you want to lead. Honorable Favor, you want to lead that.
Yes, sir.
Did you study with computer?
Yes,
But-
sir.
Did they test you with computer?
Yes, sir. I studied with computer. And
From
start
when to when did that start?
SS1. They were preparing us for the
Powerful speaker.
They were preparing us for jam. I'm sorry, we had a lot of computers.
Point of
One point. Honorable Speaker, you are in. Honorable Dominic, tell us
All right. I studied with computer from my
when.
primary 1. Let me backdate. I finished primary 5 2012. I think primary 5, 2012. And 5 years from 2012, 5 years ago, 5 years before 2012, that would be 2006, 2007, thereabout. That was when I was in primary 1, 2007. We started studying computer. Till I finished senior secondary school, I've been using computer. That's why today I'm a computer literate.
Point of information,
Excuse me.
Mr. Speaker.
Deputy Speaker, I will recognize you. Deputy Speaker, did you learn with computer?
Thank you very much, my powerful speaker. When we want to make points, and especially as it regards this topic, we have to look at context. We have to look at
Deputy
this.
Speaker, you can't believe that Honorable Favor is speaking when I'm speaking.
Hey,
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
this is the Gen Z thing we are talking about.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, you will make your point. I am still on a point. Did you study? When did you start using computer to study? I want that question to go around first and foremost. Then I'll come back to you to have the floor.
Okay, thank you, my powerful speaker. Well, as far as I can remember, I've been using computer to study since 2007. And
What class was that?
I was in my SS1 in 2007.
SS1.
Yes.
Good. Honorable Ryan, tell us.
Yeah, same thing too with Dominic. Primary 1, nursery 2, thereabouts.
Primary 1. We'll look at those schools. That's very good. Honorable Aaron.
Yes, I was trained on computers from SS1 also.
Now everybody SS1. Are you now saying that if I ask for all these schools now, they will be private schools?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, powerful speaker, I attended Christ School, Ado-Ekiti, which is still one of the best government school in Nigeria today. And I can say,
Government school.
yes, the government school. I can say it with all confidence that
Yes.
in the present reality that we have in Nigeria, many of these students, if not majority, are already using this computer through their laptop to watch movies. So if you can use laptop to watch movies, are you saying you don't know how to use the same laptop to do his exam? Mr. Speaker, I am not trying to be biased. I want to make my point very neutral.
You have the floor now.
At the same time, the federal government, through the Joint Admission and Matriculations Board, provided room for mock exams, which is like a test exam for intending participants of Jamb exams to come and practice on how to use these computers. It is free.
It's free.
Yes.
Mock exam is free.
Mock
Yes.
exam is free because
It's
you
not
paid
free.
for Jamb.
It's not free, auntie.
I'm seeing on my. This is unfortunate. We have Agberos who are disguising as speakers. I am speaking and they are interrupting. This is basic decorum. Mr. Speaker, I have took my time to train these people, but it seems they are not yielding to training. They interrupted the speaker. They also want to interrupt me. If we are not careful, they will bring the weapons to this studio to come and fight. Mr. Speaker, we have to act very critically.
I'm coming home very soon.
Thank you, my powerful speaker. So as I was saying, a lot of these students are already familiar, even on their own, with the use of smartphone. You know, smartphone is a
Deputy Speaker, I disagree with you on this point.
smartphone is a subset of computer. Powerful speaker. Smartphone is a subset. If you can use smartphone to browse, to watch YouTube, you should be able to do basic things
Smartphone to do
on computer.
My school is like.
The case is between speaker and deputy speaker today.
Yes. Yes.
You're not allowing us face the fact, deputy speaker. I say go to Oyebeko Grammar School. Do they have computer lab? Go to St. Peter's. Do they have computer lab? Go to all these schools in Akure. My question here today is that do the public secondary schools, do they have enough computer facilities to train the students, teaching them chemistry with computer, teaching them physics with computer, and now they can now go and write their Jamb and WAEC. Jamb fail a jury. You know that Nigerian politicians are the people that will just see one idea and they want to just begin to use it.
Yes, sir.
Your Minister of Education is already WAEC is going to CBT. WAEC is going to CBT. WAEC is going to CBT. All because they want to open another channel for themselves to siphon money through buying more computers and things like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To CBT and stop malpractice, but kill the mind of the students. We want to write our WAEC the way we write our WAEC.
Powerful speaker.
Our this thing before you do it, but is it going to make sense? Over to you, Deputy Speaker.
Powerful speaker. Thank you for making a very solid point. But I need to say this. I mentioned something about context. You mentioned that how many of these schools Oyemekun have computers. Well, it is still averagely okay in this part of the world, especially southwest Nigeria, which by data has a high level of literacy compared to the north. But the real question is, what about the northern schools? What about Kaduna? What about Sokoto? What about Maduguri? What about Kano? What about Katsina? How many of the, by record, by data, these are states that have the lowest level of literacy in Nigeria. And when we are talking about using computer, literacy has a great deal of impact because somebody that has no familiarity at all on basic level with smartphone or laptops cannot suddenly become a pro in using computer to write exams. So there are a lot of disparities in the level of ability to use computer in the south compared to the north, which has also contributed to the failure of Jamb. This is part of what we are saying. So, powerful speaker, I agree in part with you with the aspect of not borrowing an idea that is not consistent with the reality of your country. And that something has worked in a particular place does not necessarily mean it will work in your own place. There has to be a need assessment evaluation to carry out research whether this will actually work and whether it is the best way of evaluating ability, which is the essence of exam. Exams is meant to determine the true ability of students. So we must be careful to determine that in doing this, we do not undermine the same ability we want to determine. Thank you, powerful speaker.
Thank you very much. I think we want to try to take one or two calls again. I think the site is active. Ray, did you say it is active?
Yes, sir.
So, Honorable Boss Isaiah, those of you that are trying to call me, you can try again, and let's see if we can get an external voice on this while we wind down and close today's program. Can we have any call coming in now?
Wear your headset too.
So while we are waiting for the call, is any call coming in?
No, sir.
Okay, so let the callers try and see if we call. So while we are waiting the call, Honorable Favor,
Sir.
do you want to bring your debate home before we now take Honorable Aaron? Then we go back to Honorable Dominic, and we now come back to
We have a call.
Rayand to give us
We have a
his
call.
final. We have a caller. Okay, can we pick and see if it goes in?
Hello?
Hello.
Please, you have the floor. Is he audible?
Yes, sir.
Can we all hear? Powerful speaker, can you hear?
Yes, who do we have on the call, please?
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Isaiah, and I'm calling all the way from United Kingdom.
Yes, thank you, Boss Isaiah. Some of our senior bosses in the House of Opinion, please, if you can hear me clearly, the matter. Thank you, calling from United Kingdom, boss. Technical team, thank you for making this go through. Now, if this was Jamb now, Timothy have passed after failing 2 times. So, Honorable Timothy, thank you. So, Boss Isaiah, what is the fault? Mass failure in Jamb that we are experiencing. Is it the students' fault or the educational system fault?
Well, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. As we all know, this is actually a very dicey situation. We cannot outrightly say it's the government, it's the system, or the students, but I have to be on the side. I had to make a little research recently now, and I saw that before now we've always experienced mass failure. I remember 2012 when I did my Jamb. I think a year after that was 2013 was the CBT was introduced. The news of mass failure was also introduced as well. We had issues about mass failure in 2013-14. So I would first of all foremost submit to the fact that the current issues of mass failure we cannot, if CBT has been about 10 years now, according to the fact that the system is the reason why a lot of people are experiencing mass failure, then I think we would have to question people who say that it is the system. Why am I saying that? Because first and foremost, I have to be on the point. I have to take a side. Say that one way or the other, we are actually raising a breed of the current students which we are having now seems to be students who are actually getting us serious. The level of distractions we are having now is actually on the high. The distractions we are having now seems to be on the high side. If we want to accredit the failures of the students to the government, I feel that it is a part of excusing the necessity for students to seem to be serious. Let me give you an example of what I'm saying. I remember in 2013-14, when the CBT was actually introduced. I can tell you for sure, for real, that my computer, what we are taught in computer then says that your phone is an embedded computer. So it means that anyone who has the opportunity of using a phone is almost accustomed to know how to operate the system for Jamb. And also, research has also shown that a mock exam has been provided for students who are to write the Jamb. So if we are to say that the system is the reason, then an indicator to show that the system for me is not faulty is that if the masses have started experiencing issues, then we can say it's a system issue. But if there had been no complaint, do you know, Mr. Speaker, if we had a 50% success, we would not have attributed it to the system. But because now there seems to be a mass failure, everybody will always look for bad government. Nobody would look for their individual flaws. Nobody will look for their places of their indiscipline. But when there seems to be failure,
Stop winding down. Wind down, please. Wind down, please.
so I just let me round it up here that sir, if our younger generations take their role serious, I don't see reasons. If we have a disciplined younger generation, I don't see a reason why we should attribute the failures to the system. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable Bazai from United Kingdom. Thank you for that call. Please, we are willing to take more calls. If any other person is willing to call, want to listen to like of Boss Farid, TKK, everybody, please let's put this call to test, and so that next week we get it more better. Honorable Bazai, that's your opinion. We agree with you on serious students. Guys, I am afraid of the way we are ending this program today. But we cannot be subjective. We just have to let it go the way it's going. But I am crying that the system called education in Nigeria has gotten a lot of young people tired of aspiring to be serious with education. And instead, and this is the speaker's view, and do you know that our country has spent billions trying to solve a system they created? Corruption. I don't know if you're getting me. A system they created. One, you killed the educational system that is making our teachers lazy. You killed the educational system that has made our school lack infrastructures. Excuse me, sir. Honorable Dominic.
Yes, sir.
Honorable Dominic.
Yes, sir.
1 + 1.
2, sir.
Honorable Dominic, I will slap you from here. Honorable Dominic, 1 + 1.
2, sir.
Oh, Honorable Dominic, you are looking for trouble. Honorable Dominic, you don't know this exam. And Deputy Speaker, please give him expo to answer that exam. Give him expo. Do you need expo? Honorable Dominic, do you need expo to answer that question?
No, sir.
That is to say, if they teach me well, I don't care what the other person know. What I know is what I will write.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the educational system is dead, and it makes the students begin to look for alternative, and looking for alternative has made them jettison reading. They jettison reading, and they are going for malpractice, which is how our governors, our ministers, and has been doing. So hear me, examination failure is a proof of lack of preparation of students, because students don't trust the process anymore. And when you don't trust the process, you will definitely go for the alternative, my opinion. Honorable Favor, you want to give us your final statement on this?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. So, in conclusion, I'll still stand on the fact that students are taking a very high percentage of this mass failure because we just one last point. I would say a lot of students have this thing called lack of goal setting. Because right from the beginning, we've been seeing, I want to write an exam. And I've heard, as a student, there's some course I want to write, and I'm hearing, oh, they fail this course every time. Oh, they fail this course. So I will sit tight in my own office and I will sit tight and know that, okay, this exam, they fail it very well. How will I not be part of the people that will fail this exam? So I will prepare very well. Prepare for what in any way I know that will prevent me from failing. So a lot of students, we lack preparation. And I'm saying it, I'm a student and I know what I'm saying. We lack preparation, and that's why a lot of people have mass failure. And again, even government school nowadays, there's a day in a week where they go to each school to go and teach them how to operate on computer, and they take it back. They have a lot of staff that are working on it right now. So our phone itself is mini computer, and I have one app on my phone called My School. We go there. Every Jamb student should have that on their phone. That place is like a like mini Jamb. You press submit, go. It's a very easy thing. We just don't want to achieve things. We don't have this vision mindset of we don't even want to even pass. And failure to prepare is you are preparing to fail. So that's what I would say. I'm still standing on the fact.
Take that again.
Failure to prepare, you are preparing to fail.
Is preparing to fail. Thank you very much, Honorable Favor. And you have the right to your opinion.
Yes,
and any student listening to this today should, and this is your own issue. Honorable Favor has told you that when you fail to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Honorable Aaron, what is your final opinion on this?
Okay, powerful speaker. Thank you so much, sir. My final opinion on this is that I still stand on the point that it is the educational system of Nigeria that have put students into failure that we are experiencing today. Number one, like we said, the lack of infrastructures. We don't have good quality libraries, no good books for students to read. There are outdated curriculum, and we also see corruption. There are sometimes students prepare for exam very, very well, and we see still lecturer trying to buy cut corners on having affair with students to pass a course that you know that the students have prepared day and night to pass that course. So we see the corruption. We see people collecting bribes. In fact, there are schools that they legalize malpractices for WAEC. Don't worry, don't read. So the student is not laboring to read because he knows that if I pay 30,000 naira for malpractice, I will not pass. I will pass. So they will you will see teachers providing answers for students inside lecture, inside exam hall. So it has caused a lot of backset in the failure of students. So many students are not. In fact, there is a phrase they normally say now: "Their school na scam." They say it's school na scam because we see.
Thank you very much, Honorable Aaron.
Yes, sir.
The school system is the educational system is still what's your point? Lack of infrastructure, lack of good library, outdated curriculum. So whoever owns that, the government, listen to that. If you want to stop mass failure, better the schools and the students will take it serious again. Honorable Dominic, your final point on this ground, and the Deputy Speaker will close this program with his own vital point. Honorable Dominic, your final point tonight.
Thank you very much.
Get ready.
Thank you very much, my honorable speaker, sir. So as I round up, I want to just make this final point. So according to National Center for Education Statistics, we have 30% to 40% of students miss at least one class per week. You know, skipping classes. Many students regularly skip classes or attend schools with low academic discipline for themselves, you know. Now, students skipping classes, this shows that you don't have academic discipline. No matter how much of a study guru you are, when you skip classes, you miss vital points that the teacher will make in the class. You miss important things, important notes that the teacher will say in the class that will help you when it's time to prepare for external exams, even internal examinations. Another point here I also want to make is lack of proper study skills. According to National Survey of Student Engagement, 40% of college students, the report shows that they need help with study skills, such as time management and note-taking. Students, especially at the secondary school level, they have their study habits are very, very poor, and time management skills are very, very poor.
I don't want to argue with you again.
I
don't want to argue. We should teach them that one.
But
Thank
I want
my
to-
speaker, sir. Please, my speaker. I'm making my closing statement, sir. You don't need to interrupt me.
You can.
Thank you very much, my honorable.
It's only the speaker that can fire him now.
Yes.
Who is to teach them that one?
My honorable speaker, sir, study skills. These are skills that the students imbibe by themselves. Now, when the teacher is teaching you something in the class, the teacher will always encourage you to study. When you go home, the teacher cannot follow you home to ensure that you still study. This is left for you as an individual. You have to cultivate this skill by yourself. The teacher cannot follow you to the house and continue the work again. It is left for you. Now, as I round off. Now, the government has recently said that 16-year-olds cannot proceed into the university. I don't know how they really put it, but the whole situation is that at 16, you cannot get into university. So they have given a platform that after secondary school, because an average age for a student finishing SS3 is around 16. And the average age of a student finishing SS3 is 16 years. Now, following by that average age, if you finish secondary school,
not like some of you that finished secondary school at 25.
So now, if a student finishes secondary school at 16 and the government has said you cannot get into university at that same 16, now you have time to go through the requisite computer skills gaining. You can cyber cafes or even your phones or your laptops. Get conversant with the operation. If you don't want to go into the computer learning fully, you can learn how this Jamb operates. Now, I'm even talking about being computer literate. I want to bring to our notice that the CBT exam is not rocket science. You are not required to do something so big. It's just to yes or no, submit, go. There are basic skills that these are things you teach like kindergarten students. You don't need to spend 1 year, 6 months to learn CBT. That is why there is even mock. That mock examination is enough for you to go and see how it is. Like my honorable here rightly said, Honorable Favor, she said there are apps that puts you on the path. Yes, this app shows you the platform, the way your questions will be displayed to you on the system. And it will tell you, just press next. For you to be in SS3, that is to show that mentally you are matured enough to comprehend basic instructions, which you don't need to be a computer guru or a computer pro to write CBT. I so submit. Thank you so much.
Very soon, I agree. Like, I'm not fighting anybody's opinion. Ask for opinion, for people to give their opinion. And you do get it now. You don't have to taba everybody. You want that mix you. Take the students, take your own. Educational government take your own. But Uncle, very soon, one day, they will take you to a place where you have not been using fork and knife regularly. They will now teach you to eat. They will a day or 2 days or 1 week to that thing, to use fork and knife to eat. They will coach you a day, 1 week to that thing. They will not teach you. I know you computer, I can say fork and knife. Fork and knife. They will not teach you. Then they will not take you before King Charles. They will not take you before King Charles, that you and King Charles come and eat together. You will now know that it is something to learn how to use fork and knife in 1 week than it has been the way they taught you how to eat from the beginning. I'm going somewhere from the beginning. One, then you will now know that King Charles sitting before you is another pressure. I don't know if you got my point.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Your illustration is clear.
That they taught you just 1 week ago to use it. You've known it. You cannot be in the same skill sense and skill ability with a child that when he wanted to start eating, it was fork and knife they showed him that this is how to eat. It's different from you that they suddenly change your orientation 1 week to exam, 2 weeks to exam, 3 weeks to exam was when they now taught you that this is how you are going to write this exam. Compared with a child that from GS1, from primary 1, he has been using CBT. That is what TFK, Pastor Tilafemi Kings, is eating today. That's my point that I'm eating today. That this CBT thing should be deployed from primary 1, primary 2, so that these students know it becomes their way of life. Now, you'll be using Owo to eat amala from Oyo. 1 week to meeting the king. They took you somewhere, taught you to fuck a knife. On the main day, they now carry you and King Charles together. Say, King Charles, eat amala. Dominic, eat amala. Then you now realize that your knowledge can disappear under the pressure of who is standing before you.
Sir.
Yes, powerful speaker has made it very.
Thank you. The day you put Jamb in front of these people, it is King Charles. The day you put Jamb in front of them, they will shake, they will tremble. But somebody who that has been his lifestyle of exam will be able to come out of that pressure and go ahead. So I am vehemently recommending that computer-based system should go and start from primary school, so it be a way of life with which our students are learning. Honorable Rand, round up your point, and the Deputy Speaker will kill it in his own way. I trust him.
Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Thank you for being articulate and giving your opinions well and showing to us the levels that are to these things. And we have said it many times. I'll be very fast with my point, and it's that even beyond the CBT, we know that this lacks. It will take a long while before we can curb it. It will take money. It will take, and even the money, it won't reach the place that it's supposed to reach because of the level of corruption. But let us talk about teachers. Let's talk about the unqualified teachers. The teachers that are qualified, they are not well paid. They are old. Years, months. The teachers will come there and say, my children, because I love you, that's why I'm coming. There was a time it was like that in Ondo State. For 6 months, these mummies are not getting paid. You get the students ourselves, we will decide that if a teacher is coming, if a teacher is coming, we will buy something for them ourselves. We'll buy something for them ourselves and give, Mommy, thank you for coming. On Sundays they'll be around to teach us practicals in the laboratories. We appreciate them that way because we are more concerned about our education as at that time. And the system is bound to fail, and that is why we call on stakeholders, educational stakeholders, to go beyond the point of just wanting to talk, wanting to allude that they are able to curb anti-cheating, that they should invest in teaching, they should invest in quality education. Quality education is not given to students. It's not given to masses. Please, I'm looking at this thing now, year 7 science that is on the board, I think from the online class. And don't look as if I don't know something. I'm finding it a little bit difficult to navigate my way there. Because I remember that this same prayer, when I was in it was SSTD. Our teacher just came to the class and said she has finished the syllabus. We were like, Mommy, which syllabus? Syllabus that we don't know anything. Mommy said she has finished syllabus, and we're looking at her. Mommy, which syllabus are you talking about? Even to do coaching, private coaching, very expensive. 10,000 naira per month, as at when I was doing my own 2021. 10,000 naira per month. The exam is expensive itself. And people pay, people sacrifice to their children to get it. There's something that I'll round up with this. There's one trend that is going online by one particular influencer. And it's clamoring for people that scored high last year. Somebody scored 312 last year in the exam, and he did the exam again this year and he's scoring 139. The same name, the same everything. Now the question is, are we saying that the student that scored 312, no matter how dead they can be, will he not come and score 139? Definitely there are some things that are even going on. Is this thing marked for financial purposes? Are they allowing students to come and rewrite so that they can make money next year? These are questions that keep on longing on our mind, and we are saying that the educational system should be better and give us the best for the future of these young ones that are coming. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Rand. You said something that Deputy Speaker, you're going to have the floor to kill it. Nigeria is spending money on anti-education malpractice than education, and our ministers are glorying in that. And in fact, I am a trained researcher by Germans and Dutch when I went to India, and I know I am very passionate in idea generation and stuff like that. So people, if we want to get it right, what is the root cause of this challenge? If we are going to get it right, I am telling you, it is, what is the root cause? Let us rejuvenate, recreate, re-energize our education, and malpractice will end, and malpractice will be no more. Deputy Speaker, over to you.
Thank you, my powerful speaker. This topic is very, very relevant to the present realities of Nigeria. I would like to say this. We have talked about the student being responsible for the mass failure, and some have also said it's the educational system. But if we look at it critically, we will see that there is no side of the divide that is totally free of culpability in this matter. Now, let me make a point that I want to try to make. From the side of the student, a lot of responsibility goes to the parents. And how are parents responsible? Parents are responsible for guiding their children in the use, abuse, and misuse of social media. We realize that today, a lot of students find it difficult to concentrate on their academic activities, on their schoolwork, on their preparation for exams, because they are always distracted. If they are not on TikTok, they are watching Korean movie. If they are not on Korean movie, they are playing games. Even some pupils download games on their parents' smartphones when they are supposed to be reading and preparing for exam. And who is responsible? These children, they are still very young. They may not be able to hold themselves accountable and to be disciplined. The parents have the responsibility to discipline these students and act as accountability partners for them so that they don't misuse or abuse or get addicted to social media. A lot of students are heavily distracted. They cannot concentrate. They cannot even discipline themselves for a specific period of time in preparation for exam. And that has contributed massively to the great failure we've had in recent years. And CBT was introduced in 2013. I was one of the major participants. I was one of the first participants of CBT exam in 2013, and I had 224. And many of the students we have today, by the development of technology and exposure, have been familiarizing themselves with the use of smartphones, with the use of laptops, either directly or indirectly, using it to watch movies, using it to see pictures, using it for different things and different activities. So why is it difficult for them to now use the same medium to write exams and pass it? Some of these students have made provision. Jamb itself, as an authority, has made provision for mock exams with which students can come on their own decision and interact and familiarize themselves with the exams in preparation for the real exam. So, in my opinion, I believe if you are not being trained by your parents, either by the availability of smartphones, laptops, you should be able to make yourself available for mock exams that can then train you in preparation for the exam. And the other leg of my point is the culpability of the government. Now, there are students who are not well fed. There are students who are hungry. We also have poor stories of people who are performing excellently well. The people who have graduated from universities, even the tertiary institutions, we have some of them who have had first class and they are jobless. We have somebody who has first class in microbiology and is in customer support. Somebody who has first class in engineering and is teaching in secondary school. These are bad motivations for students. We need to tell stories, positive stories of students who have performed, who are diligent, who have performed well, and they are doing well in their various phases of life. This will motivate the students to put in the effort, to sacrifice, to be committed and dedicated to their exams, and then they will be able to excel when they do the exam. And to make my final point, I will say this to round this up. Our reward system in Nigeria is poor. We do not have a system that rewards hard work. I have seen graduates with first class given 5,000 naira. I have seen governors who award mug cups to graduate with first class performance. This is not good enough. This is bad motivation. And that is why the education is a scam aphorism is flying on the social media. We need to tell positive stories and we need to reward people who have diligently and excellently performed in their academic pursuit. Thank you very much, powerful speaker.
Wow, Deputy Speaker, I cannot but salute your intellectual prowess and I bless the day I met you. Reinhard, you need to, all honorables, you need to sit up rightly. And be conscious of that. And I think I can see what's going on in the studio. I think henceforth, I want to promise that I will make sure that the big generator is on and the AC and the studio, everything will be working. Because I know that there's no light in Nigeria. That's why this studio is solar powered. So that Jamb will not jam us.
You are so rock.
So this studio is solar powered, and we needed to manage the solar. That's why the AC is not on. But as consistency is coming up, getting fuel for this session will not be a problem. So technical team, please, let's start getting the big generator ready, so that my honorables will not be sweating. By any Dominic Church, for one, what's for one no, I get it. No, but you know what? I didn't want Jamb to jam me. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I didn't want Jamb to jam me because if a student, hello, don't blow the studio. If a student can be writing Jamb and there is power outage, if I depend on Nigerian NEPA, by the time House of Opinion is going on, the house can come down because of NEPA. So I didn't want them to. Yes, now. So I didn't want NEPA. I didn't want this be like the one to put us in problem. That is why we make sure that the studio is solar powered. Of course, it can move. The solar can carry the AC, but we don't know how long we might be going. So that's why it's for. But from next week, I think I want the generator on when this program is going on. That's a promise from the speaker. You're not even clapping for the speaker. Look at them.
God bless Mr. Speaker.
God bless Mr. Speaker. Powerful speaker.
Yeah, and God bless the sponsors of this program. Deputy Speaker, I will just say one thing that you said. Reward system. Before I left Nigeria, it was graduation day in Nigeria in Futa, and I was crying. I have some joyful days that I begin to cry. I don't know why. A lot of students were graduating around me. I have some first class in my church in Nigeria too. And they were graduating. Then I also had some best graduating students of department also. And I told, because a lot of people stay with me, I said, you know what? Let's go and check the reward system of Nigeria today. And we went to the street looking for best graduating student. We found one. We traced him to the hall. And like you said, all he came back home with is books worth 5,000. Not the money. And I said, now, how would the next person want to read? And when I do this, when a university will retain their first class, guys, Julia, it's for some of us like this to begin to reward students in our own way that God has blessed, in our own way to get things going on. But I have a shocker because I have another sector I'm looking at totally. And what is that sector? Rand, Dominic. Do you know there's another level of burden there on campus? And we are going to debate this on the floor of the house. And this is the big question. That must I study to get my career success? Calm down. Let's think about that. The career that will make me successful in life, must I study it in school? I'm going somewhere. I have seen people like Rayand who are graduates start a career in MCing and football analysis. What is the comparison between food science and technology and the speaking prowess, ability of Rayand? A lot of us are not looking at that. And I begin to see that Rayand is going to spend years studying FST. And what is developing himself with now is public speaking, MCing, and being a sport analyst that can take him to the world. So I have a question for the House to debate. Is it a must that what will take me to the peak of my career in life, study in school? Who is ready for this debate? It's another debate, it's another issue that we need to look for in schools. I am talking from experience. And Deputy Speaker, as I
Yes,
sat
sir.
on my seat as the first student information officer of your university, I discovered this a lot. That people like me studied physics and electronics, but agriculture was what was in my hand to take me to the top. And I did not study it. So how many students do we have like that now on Dominic?
We have
Very
loads
plenty.
of them.
Thank you. Who are in the bondage of chemistry, but shoemaking is liberated in their hand. Who is listening to them? Who are in the bondage of FST and MCing football? Commentator is good in their hands.
May God help Renard.
And a lot of them have even started that alternative business to education. You know that school have alternative to practical.
Yes.
But CFK have discovered alternative to academic study while on campus. We want the students to graduate FST, graduate with your chemistry, graduate with your physics. But this is my question. Who is educating them on and who is sponsoring the career they have started while they are on campus that is alternative to what they are studying? And guys, I make a promise on this study again. That in this research, CSC King's Realm Global Lead Transformation Initiative, we are coming to Nigeria. Are you ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Because I am a proof of studying physics till graduation, but getting myself educated in my passion that got me here. So who is educating our passion, who that is alternative to what we are studying? Dominic, am I making sense?
Yes, sir.
Who is educating our passion? And I don't think anybody is doing it in my office again at the Student Affairs. So my office became a place where computer science students will come to discuss shoemaking. For me now. A place where physics and electronics students will come to discuss, I want to be selling right, and go and look at them today in the height that they have gotten to. And this brought a vision to my hand. So, honorables, I want us to debate this.
Okay.
Is it possible that passion versus course of study? Which one should we get educated? A lot of people are in school again studying this way, but this is their passion. So if a student finds his passion, this will be the topic, we'll rephrase it. If a student finds his passion while studying in school, how does he need to go? One of the greatest brand ambassador in Nigeria today is Fort Canvas. Who has heard about him? Vigold. Fort Canvas. A lot of you might not know him. Google him. Fort Canvas is an alumnus of this school, but he did not graduate. Vigold was in building technology or something building, but graphic design was what he wanted to do. And he still wrote me recently. And if we do that program, I will bring him on set. If you guys begin to get into it, he's a big boy now in graphic design, and he dropped out of FUTA at 400 level also. I'm not advocating dropping out because I didn't drop out. I finished with a third class, but life knows that I'm a first class person, as everybody can see. Guys, my passion, discovering my passion while I am in school will take me to what should I pay attention to most? My education, my course of study, or my passion? This is a very strong argument going on in the life of a lot of students today. Nobody wants to listen, nobody wants to talk to them. And they would face their study leave their passion, and by the time they want to come back to the passion, they are no longer relevant to the world of work. Nobody's looking for them again.
Yes, sir.
But can they go ahead with their passion and their education? TFK says yes. Hence, TFK is coming back home to sponsor a seminar called More Than Certificates. We want to celebrate that again. So I speak that here, More Than Certificates. I've been doing it, and by my personal promise, before I seek for other sponsors, I will be giving 5 entrepreneurs on campus 100,000 naira. You want to celebrate that again? 5 entrepreneurs on campus 100,000. I've done it before. I've given some 2 million, I've given some 500,000, and so on and so forth, like that. But we stopped it for a while. But we're coming back on campus. So Rayand, Dominic, let's get ready for it. If the student union wants to partner with this one, they can come in and talk about this. It is time to allow students to get educated on their passion while they graduate with their course of study. Listen to my statement. Get educated on your passion and graduate with your course of study. What is the importance of your course of study over your passion? So, Aaron.
Yes, sir.
Education is not the scam. School is the scam.
Yes, sir.
Get the difference.
Yes, sir.
Education is not the scam. School is the scam. And it is your own fault. Nigeria will not give you anything if you don't come without a certificate. So you must graduate. So what do you need to do, students? I think it is time that we get educated in our passion. And we are able to use it forward even while we're in the university. So I'll be coming back to Nigeria very soon to sponsor another seminar called More Than Certificates. I think it will be 5.0 now, and I'll be doing with 1 or 2 centers. And I want us to debate that here. Can I choose to get educated on my passion beyond my course of study? Thank you very much, listeners at home, for joining us today. It's been another interesting time on Mass of Opinion. And I am anointed. I am still that prophet that God has called. But it is my joy and my life assignment to sit on national issues like this and speak the mind of God, speak the mind of a prophet, speak the mind of a bishop on this, so that we, the so-called pastors, are not just shouting alone on the pulpit, and we are not on the national space giving our statement the way Daniel gave it, the way Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego gave it, the way Joseph gave it, the way Moses gave it. If we have more Josephs in our work in the church today, if we have more Daniel and more Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Nigeria will be better than this. No wonder we have a Martin Luther King, who was very relevant in the political space. Thank you, honorables, for being here. This program is sponsored by Christ Apostolic Church Kingsland Global, and we shall be back here next week with another wonderful topic. Today, we are not choosing any winner. Let people learn what they have learned. Honorable Favor, everybody round of applause for her. Thank you.
Debutants.
What do you say to Honorable Dominic? Everybody, please, a round of applause. What do you say to Honorable Aaron? Please, a round of applause.
Debutants.
What do you say to Honorable Aaron? A round of applause.
God bless Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Thank you all.
God bless Mr. Speaker.
God bless Mr. Speaker.
God bless you all. We'll see you same time next week, 2 p.m. I think it's the preferred time. Am I right?
Yes.
Now, there are a lot of... sorry, I wanted to round off, but we have been doing this error, and I think we need to stop it here. There are a lot of people that made this program a success. Can we say a big shout out? God bless our producer for today, Mr. Adediji himself. He's the one celebrating. Thank you. Can we celebrate our media and technical director, Timothy Adetayo Okowale? Please celebrate them. We have honorable cartoon that are not here. People like Abira Wisdom, Delight, Bolutife, all watching. Can we say big thank you to our technical assistant, Moses Fenchola, personal applause for him. Thank you. Can we say big thank you to Pastor Shola, our pastor in Facebook, and he's making this happen. Is he in the house?
Yes.
Is he in the house?
Yes.
Yeah, Pastor, don't let's do any judge today. And on his way to India, and I think this topic should be coined for next week that I raised today. And let Azad come and tell us how he studied mathematics.
Waste management. Fashion waste.
Is taking him to India. So, honorables, let us argue that you must follow your course of study. One side, and let's have another side say you can get educated on your passion. Get educated. Please, it's a very tough debate because parents will be the problem here. That is to say, Dominic, if I'm studying physics with every passion like this, and I discover that fashion designing is my way, I want to come down a little bit. I'm not dropping out with physics and get educated in fashion. I will graduate with my physics and I will also graduate with my fashion at the same time. Are you getting it? I might not get first class again in physics. I might not get 2-1 of again in physics. I may get my 2-2 in physics, or I'll get my 2-1. But since it's my fashion, I would have become a graduate in it. I will not waste my 5 years on campus silent to my destiny. You know what I just said now?
Yes, sir.
5 years silent to my destiny. But what will an average parent say? An average parent will say, be silent on fashion designing, study physics for 5 years, and you are silent to this. And by the time you are coming back, oh my God, we need to close. How many as today? And now they finish copper, they are now going to meet one woman to teach them fashion designing.
Yes, sir. Plenty, sir.
Why could they not be spending time on that during their 5 years in school? Is this a good debate to do?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's meet next week, coin it out, and let's go. God bless you, and bye-bye.
Thank you,
so
sir.
much, sir.
Thanks very much.